Every year, the United Nations confers its highest environmental honor to outstanding champions in the field from across the world. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron have been conferred with the United Nations Champions of the Earth Award for their pioneering work in championing the International Solar Alliance. The landmark alliance, which involves over 120 countries between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, aims to efficiently harness solar energy and reduce the dependence on fossil fuel. India's Prime Minister first proposed the initiative in his November 2015 speech at London's Wembley Stadium. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres conferred the award to Mr. Modi at an event in New Delhi today. The United Nations has also recognized Prime Minister Modi's pledge to eliminate all single-use plastic in India by the year 2022. PM Modi said India was committed to saving the environment.
विकसित हो रही अन्य सुविधाओं की सारी ऊर्जा जरूरतें सोलार पावर से पूरा करने का हम भरसक प्रयास कर रहे हैं। मेट्रो जैसे सिटी ट्रांसपोर्ट नेटवर्क को भी सोलार एनर्जी से जोड़ा जा रहा है। वहीं रेलवे की फॉसिल फ्यूल पर निर्भरता को हम तेजी से कम कर रहे हैं। साथियों, आज भारत में घरों से लेकर के गलियों तक, दफ्तरों से लेकर के सड़कों तक, पोर्ट से लेकर और एयरपोर्ट तक वाटर और एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन की मुहिम तेज गति से चल रही है।
Just yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the first assembly of the International Solar Alliance, stressing that India would generate 40% of power from non-fossil fuels by the year 2030. But can solar energy become the preferred source of energy? That's the big question. Prime Minister Modi believes that the International Solar Alliance could replace the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC. The Indian Prime Minister said that he saw the 121-country International Solar Alliance as the future OPEC for meeting the energy needs of the world. The 15-nation oil cartel OPEC is led by Saudi Arabia and currently meets close to half of the world's energy needs. PM Modi said that when solar energy becomes consistently cheaper than oil, it will automatically become the preferred source of energy. During the inaugural meeting of the International Solar Alliance, PM Modi said, and I quote, "We have a dream, one world, one sun, one grid. We generate round-the-clock electricity from sun as it sets in one part of the world but rises in another part. The sun never sets for the entire earth." He added that the rays of the sun will soon replace oil wells. Solar power will play the same role that oil wells have played over the past few decades in meeting global energy needs. Stressing on harnessing renewable energy, India's Prime Minister said, and I quote, "Humans have in the last 150 to 200 years relied on resources trapped below the Earth's surface for meeting energy needs. But for a secure future, resources available above the ground like solar and wind energy need to be harnessed." PM Modi listed India's achievements. He said that India would add as much as 50 gigawatts of non-renewable energy to the existing 72 gigawatts and is successfully marching on its way to achieving the target of having 175 gigawatts of clean energy by the year 2022. Keep in mind, India had also imposed a similar GST or goods and services tax on sanitary pads, but after outrage had subsequently exempted it from the GST list. Sanitary napkins were exempted from the GST in July this year after backlash from women. Initially, sanitary napkins were taxed at 12% under the new GST regime. Meanwhile, Canada dumped a similar tax in the year 2015 after a petition was signed by more than 70,000 people, while Britain will scrap its equivalent tax on tampons from the year 2022. Your next New Zealand trip just got costlier than you thought. Moving on. If we ask you what's the most commonly found and loved British food in the world, You would probably say fish and chips because there are not too many options in the first place. Well, there's now a vegan version of Britain's most loved food, and that means there's no fish in the fish and chips. Here's how that's been made possible.
It's like any other fish and chip restaurant in London serving the all-time favourite dish. Just that the fried fish isn't exactly, well, fried fish. But how's that possible? The vegan fish is made from banana blossom, marinated in seaweed and the sea plant samphire to give it a fishy taste. It's then deep fried. Vegan prawns made of Japanese potato starch are battered and served as scampi. The owners started it as an experiment, but the idea caught on fast. With orders for the new menu flooding in, the owners decided to open London's first dedicated vegan chippy. The new outlet is purely vegan, and that means the entire kitchen, including the deep fat fryers, are meat and dairy free.
Chip shop, if you walked in and looked around all the equipment, all the potato peeling, etc., and all the fryers, you'd think it was a normal traditional fish and chip shop. The only thing is there's no fish in here. In fact, there's no animal products at all. There's no egg in our mayonnaise. There's no fish in our fish.
For the owners, it's also a chance to profit from the increasing demand for vegan and alternative restaurants, especially in trendy East London. Curious new customers have been sampling the food, and some think the vegan version is certainly equally tasty and more nutritious.
It's really delicious and it tastes more nutritional than a normal fish and chips. I think it's a really good alternative. If you want something greasy and fried, but a bit healthier maybe than fish and chips.
It is really good. Similar to, it doesn't necessarily taste like fish, but it does taste really good. I think the closest thing I would say to it is it's like an artichoke. Like the texture more than anything of it. I'd come back. I like it.
But not everyone is convinced about fish and chip with no fish in it. Some say it's misleading, while others feel it's sensible to eat food that's local.
I often go to vegan restaurants and I'm surprised at how pleasant the food is. But if you say vegan fish and chips, I think it gives people the wrong impression.
And I think it's best to eat things as near as the way, the fruits of the earth as they come. So I don't like tofu and meat replacements and things like that. So when you say vegan fish and chips, it makes me think the fish bit.
And that's the hitch. After all, banana blossoms are not naturally found in Britain like they are in India. And that means they aren't cheap to make in London. At the moment, a plate of vegan fish and chips is priced at £5.50. Bureau Report, Wion.